30 seconds and counting. Astronauts report it feels good. T-minus 25 seconds. 20 seconds and counting. T-minus 15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff. 32 minutes past the hour. Liftoff on Apollo 11. Tower cleared.
We got a roll program.
Neil Armstrong reporting the roll and pitch program, which puts Apollo 11 on a proper heading.
Phil, what's happening today, brother? It's great to see you.
There it is. Good to see your face. You're a long way away.
I am a long way away. I'm down in the Oregons. My friend calls it the Oreo gone. He feels like all of his Oreos are gone when he's here. I can't blame him for that. And you're up in Alaska.
I'm down in the Patreon bunker.
You're down in the Patreon bunker. That's exactly right. That's the place where everybody wants to be.
This is where the cool kids are hanging out.
The cool kids are hanging out in the Patreon bunker. Very, very exciting stuff. We'll get to that in just a second. We'll tell you a little bit about what the Patreon bunker is. But the new podcast, the thing that is coming down the pike, which sounds a lot more brutal, sounds a lot more prepper than saying down the pipe, is the Prepped Pastors Podcast. I'm excited, man. This is good.
This is good. You and I have already prepped for the entire season.
Yes, we prepped, man. We got a show schedule planned out. We'll probably have some wild cards to throw in, maybe some guests here and there. I'm talking to some people. You're talking to some people. But for the most part, we got the book club segment. We got some cool stuff. But before we get to an actual outline of like how each show is going to go and what's going to happen, when it's going to happen, all those things, tell me a little bit about who are we going to help? What's going to happen? Why are we doing this?
Yeah, I think this is somewhat universal. If you have eyes to see and ears to hear,
that's a Jesus thing.
You can benefit from this show.
Yes, I think so. Here's the story. Whether we're talking about natural disasters or we're talking about a systemic collapse of we'll call it the big system, right?
Right.
There's got to be a level of preparedness. Even if all you want to do is have the bare minimums, what does FEMA say you're supposed to have stuffed away in a closet? And I think
here
that should be
in Alaska, we have tourist season, and tourists are stupid, and stupid people get in accidents on the road.
Yep.
And we get cut off usually every weekend.
Yes. Yeah.
Highway shut down.
So do you have enough groceries to make it through the weekend? Can you
I can usually make it to the end of the day.
Yeah. There you go.
I am hoping to benefit from this show.
All right, you're gonna get your prep on.
As you can see in the Patreon bunker, we've got the whole like NBC thing covered.
Yeah,
we are good to go if somebody wants to throw out the mustard gas, or if we bring my son down to the bunker, like we can survive.
There you go. I have
because that beef jerky. Oh boy.
Yeah, I have a Brittany Spaniel. I have a dog, and she's got the mustard gas, man. She's got it. That's awesome, brother. I'm really excited to talk a little bit about the Patreon bunker. Let's save that to the end of this conversation. Tell people what's going on there, but let's talk about what's going to happen on Fridays.
Pre-game.
So
First thing.
We're gonna go live
on Friday.
Got it.
Every Friday. Without missing a Friday.
Okay. Sounds good.
Even if there's 5 Fridays in a month.
Even if there's a fire. We're going
See,
live.
That's the thing. Even if there's a 5th, you get that 5th one for free.
We're just throwing that out there for everybody. That's exactly right. Yep, that's exactly right. So
I'm bringing value.
We're bringing the value, the informations. So we're going to pregame. We're just going to banter. We're going to do what you and I do. We're going to talk about crazy stuff. We're going to make people laugh. We're going to talk about a little bit of news. I think we're going to bring in some current events.
That's
into
the
preview.
idea.
I'm gonna hopefully have my camera fixed by then, so that I'm not just fading from Trump to normal. But
it's not just relevant news; it's relevant lighting.
Relevant news and relevant lighting. Very exciting stuff. I apologize, folks, if you're watching. My camera's doing crazy nonsense.
And the best part is we can't even fix it in post because I look amazing.
You do. You look great. We can't change it. So, and so the pregame. How long are we gonna pregame before we shift gears?
Very good question. We're gonna have to experiment. Okay. I was thinking 2 or 3 hours. You were thinking less.
I was thinking less. I was thinking like hour and a half. So I was thinking maybe like 15-minute pregame, maybe 45-minute main show, and then the remainder of the time till we get done in the post show. So where are we going to find these different sections of the show?
Well, that's a very good question. Already live, and where you're probably watching this now would be YouTube, right?
Yep.
We got the tubes. And then there's Facebook. There's at least 1, if not 3 pages and groups on Facebook where the live links will get posted.
Yes.
And so you can join the stream wherever you find it,
right, and
join in on the pregame.
Yes.
Right. So depending on the platform, that could be ask a question. Yes. That could be, make a snide comment.
Yes.
Because we can't see any of them.
Well, hopefully,
maybe you can.
I can throw.
I was going to ignore them all.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll if you have a great question, the pregame show is going to be a great place for you to bring that up, because we will then we'll check those out. We'll talk about it. We'll bring it up. So I think it can be any level of prepping that you're talking about, any type of readiness, not just prepping. Yeah. I understand that prepping is the weird word. It makes us sound like crazy people.
Right. I don't say prepping. I say, you're right. I do say readiness, but
readiness.
Yeah.
But Readiness Pastors Podcast didn't sound as good. We went with
I think it might have been taken, and we were too cheap to pay the guy a couple $100 for it.
I think that's exactly what's happening. It's very hard to pay for expensive things when you might have like 3 people and my mom watching.
And we also did all of our art in-house. So let's be honest.
You did a great job, man. Hey, everybody, throw out some clappy hands for the real Phil there, for his graphics design work. I love the headphones and the microphones. They're looking sharp. They're looking sharp. And so the second
the first segment.
That's the pregame. So
if you really want to make it onto the second segment, right?
Yep.
Ask something relevant or make a comment relevant to the book or discussion at hand, because section 2 or segment 2 of the show is not scripted per se, but there is a topic.
But it's planned. It's not,
and we're going to stay on topic. And that's something you and I struggle with, right? So we're going to do it.
That's a commitment
that's why, segment 2 might be short.
It's true. We might just have to throw the switches and go straight to segment 3.
Now, pregame for us does not include alcohol.
No, it does not. At least not
pregame in my community means something different than perhaps other people's pregame.
That's true.
We're not pregaming in the veteran sense.
Pregame the conversation. It's the fun, lighthearted stuff, and then we announced the other day that we would be walking through this book. Right here.
Let's throw up the 3 that we're covering in season 1. We're starting with the curve, behind the curve, right?
Right.
The farm.
Yes, absolutely.
It's a 3-book. Have we decided if there's a 4-book?
The fourth book is coming. Fourth book is coming. So, but the first 3 books are well worth discussing. And I have to say, I've started book 1, rereading book 1, and I forgot how much I love this book. I cannot wait to talk to you about this book. It's going to be great.
How many times have you checked the publish date on this book?
Regularly, because
constant.
It feels okay. So the fact that he published it in December 2020, he filed for publishing in November 2020. He was writing this book in 2019, and so that
possibly early 2020, right? January, February,
right?
maybe. And we should ask him.
We should. You know what? Well, I'll shoot an email. Maybe we can get a response from him.
Let's do that.
Maybe we can even, maybe we pray hard. Maybe we get him to come on the show.
Maybe. So that's book one.
That's book one. And so that is, or the series is part of season one, right? So we're really pumped about that. It's going to be great. I don't know if that's all going to get covered in one episode or a couple of episodes. We're going to figure that out as we go, as far as how long our discussion times go. But that's book one. Book two is going to be
series two.
Yeah, or series two is What's Left of My World. And so these are
that's 5 books, I think.
Yeah, 5 or 6. Yeah, but they're short.
They're shorter.
They're not long books.
Right.
Now this book is fantastic. We almost ran this book first. We went with Behind the Curve just because it's a little bit more relevant to like what's actually happening. We haven't had an EMP. We've had a global pandemic, or sort of ish. Not really. Anyway, but we've had supply chains, and we've had government overreach, and we've had all the things that are in that book. But this book jumps into more of a cataclysmic systemic shutdown, whereas the other's more of a slow burn, like what we may or may not be seeing right now. And so that we've just felt like the other book was a little more relevant. But this is step 2. And then we're going to shift gears just a little bit. We're going to
slightly different genre,
slightly different genre, but there's still going to be some preparedness aspects to it.
Right.
And, or maybe some things that we maybe hope we will see happen down the road. But The Terminal List by Jack Carr, that'll time out. Hopefully we'll be doing that right about the same time that the show is aired.
Drops on
Amazon.
Very
exciting. So we're going
to be good.
So segment 2 of the show is going to be a discussion group. We're going to go through books. We're going to talk about the things we see. There will be lots of these guys. They're going to be lots of those constant spoiler alerts. So if you want to
stay ahead,
if you want to be a part of the conversation, you're definitely going to want to be knocking out like 5 or 6 chapters at least, if not, kind of thirds of the book each week.
Right.
And
we're going to constrain segment 2. It's going to be no more than an hour and a half, right?
Right. Yeah. I'm saying an hour at max. 45 minutes.
I'm just knowing you and me.
I know we get long-winded. But so I'm really excited about those books, and then we're really open to some suggestions for season 2 of who we are as far as the Prep Pastor podcast. You would definitely want to contribute. Have you read maybe some post-apocalyptic prepper genre books that you want us to talk about? Maybe some other C.H. Rudolph, maybe Our Hero that we'll allude to later down the road. Yeah.
And if you want to make a suggestion like that, while we're always open and listening, the best way to directly interact with us is going to be in the segment 3 of the show.
Segment 3. So let's talk about segment 3, because segment 3 I'm most excited about, because let's just face it, there are certain things that we just cannot talk about on Facebook or the Tube of Views, because the overlords talk to me a little bit about. I want to hear your opinion of how the overlords, for our protection, help us talk about things that they like.
I don't know. I don't know how much help it really is. There's certainly a lot of very passively aggressive.
Is it passive? Is it passive? I think it's just straight up aggressive at this point.
Some of it's passive because they don't really say it to your face. You just log in and find out that you're no longer saying anything.
Right.
So that's passive in my mind. Because
it's so funny.
A bully is the person who does it, right? A bully is who does it from a basement somewhere.
Exactly. And can we be honest that we used to be the bully? And by we, I mean Christians, right? Like when I was a kid, when I was a kid, I remember Christians parading in front of Congress talking about video games and rap music, and like, we got to stop this, and we were the ones advocating to either slow down or impede free speech. And now the tables have turned, and we have to go hide in the bunker.
That wasn't my people.
No, that wasn't my people either, but I grew up in the South, so I got to watch a lot of people that sort of like function like us. Buddy, we're going to boycott Disney into the ground. I remember when the Southern Baptists got their boycott on.
Hold on, I'm boycotting Disney right now.
Yeah, but that's a Gina. That's a Gina issue.
Segment 3 bunker stuff.
The segment 3
this
bunker
is just
stuff.
an intro.
Where's it going to happen? Where is the segment 3 bunker? How do they get to the bunker, Phil?
Hold on, we're not going to give anybody addresses. You can't find your way to our bunker.
Okay, that's a good point. Okay, how can they virtually observe what's happening inside of the bunker without actually going there?
Here's the deal. If you're going to get into the bunker with us, you're going to need a multi-pass.
You're going to need a multi-pass.
You're going to need a multi-pass. We can't produce multi-passes for free.
No.
There's a cost involved, and I mean, we are giving stuff away.
Right.
I got a whole pile of stuff. I got more stuff on order.
I got stuff
there's
getting
been
ready to happen.
discussions of people donating stuff.
Yes.
It's looking like we're probably, you and I, going to do some segments down in the bunker.
Yes.
Where we test and try stuff out.
Yes.
I mean, has anybody ever done the $100 survival challenge at Walmart?
I have, and I'm ready to do it. I'm ready to do it with you. And then we would have $200 survival kits to give away.
Hey, don't give away the secret.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. My bad.
Pooling resources. Hey, look at that. Free tip. You didn't even have to travel to bunker.
Nope. Didn't even have to go to the bunker.
But you're right.
But we got
access
some cool
to the
stuff.
bunker.
We got some cool dreams happening. And if you are, how do you get your multi-pass?
Multi-passes are available on Patreon.
Okay. Fantastic.
Right? So wherever you're finding this video, there's a link to Patreon.
Right. Okay.
And that's the deal. You got to be a paid member to get to the bunker discussion.
Yes. So
just no way around it.
And by paid member, here's the story. We're starting off with $1. Okay. The very first, basically we have to put.
Kirk says we're starting off at $1.
Actually, I think we agree. I misspoke. I think we said we were going to start with $2.
We have to look at what Patreon takes. And
right.
I mean, we haven't quite figured out. Basically, though, there's a 0 profit level for us.
Right. We're not,
and it's $1 or $2. Yeah.
And then there's going to be some higher levels if you want to be a blessing to us, if you want to help us kind of grow the channel, have options
pay
to
for
do
some
more,
of this,
pay for some of the stuff.
All this stuff costs. I have to lease my equipment. I don't know about you.
No, my equipment's paid for. But nice. It should be leased. I should be leasing it to myself and making some money. But anyway,
I'd say who I leased it from.
Right. Yeah. I mean, they're not technically a sponsor yet, right? But we should probably.
I'm not sure if my business partners are going to allow the logo to be on.
Right. Well, I'm pretty sure that I'm going to have a green screen up behind me soon too, because I don't know that my business partners want this to be associated with where I'm located at either.
Well, given everything going on right now, if you were in the bunker, an example of one of the discussions that pastors are having right now in some bunkers is talking about signing or not signing, endorsing and jumping on board with when can we as pastors or anybody decide to be a part of helping others stand up against what's happening.
Absolutely. I had a conversation with another pastor who is absolutely one of the most preparedness minded guys, and he's like, I don't know, man, if I could be a part of this because and I'm like, dude, people need your knowledge. Let's share with the folks out there in the world.
I got 2 letters from lawyers today about what I could and could not do as a chaplain and as a pastor during what's going on right now. So again, that's the sort of discussion you're going to find in the bunker.
I may or may not have received that letter as well. And in the bunker, we're going to be able to talk about that. We'll maybe even name some names in the bunker, because
we've got to figure out how to have some anonymous bunker profiles.
That's true. That is a good point.
We'll put guidance. If you're going to struggle, one, because you can't be a part of Patreon, which I think we've solved those issues. So
I think we have.
Talk to us before you throw that out there.
Right. Because a year ago, you and I would not have been a part of Patreon.
Never would have touched it.
Never would have touched
it. But they have relaxed. You're right. They have decided that maybe they don't need to be quite as strict as they were.
And they like money. And so they wanted to
keep
making money. Yeah.
Which is why maybe we can't do $1 because they cost us more than $1. But
that's probably true.
Back to the point.
Yeah.
It is that's if you need to be a part of that and you want to participate in the bunker, We will find a way. We will give you tips. We might even possibly, just throwing it out there, it's possible we may have some proxies, and we might have some accounts that are like throwaway phones. So, this is the podcast where we talk about practical things like burner phones and burner Patreon accounts.
Right,
so
absolutely.
if you got to find your way there and you're not sure how to do it, we'll help you.
And here's the story too. Honest to goodness, most preppers that you know, and you know them, but you don't know that they're preppers because most preppers never tell you. Most people who are readiness minded, they never let you ask questions. They never let you in on what are you doing, how are you working on it, because let's be honest, there's some Phil, you would be able to clue us in on what the word OPSEC means, right? So our military brothers out there in the world. I'm not a veteran, but I know a little bit of lingo. And tell us what does OPSEC look like, Phil?
Right. So we have OPSEC being operational security, and then we have COMSEC, and that's communication security. And that's what we're probably talking about right now.
That's what the Patreon
we have some
window.
Communications security about our OPSEC, the operations happening in the bunker.
Right.
So again, you got to be a member of the club, and the first rule of the club is
be a member of the club.
Oh, maybe that is.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Thinking of a
the
different
first
club.
rule is we don't talk about the club.
So
we want you to talk about the club.
Right, we do. We want you to talk about the club because we want more people to be prepared. And here's the thing for me. It's a little bit like ham radio. Okay? Ham radio, the ham radio community, and we're going to talk about comms in the bunker. We're going to talk about talking about those things. If you've ever met a ham radio person, they are jerks. They're not helpful. They don't want to grow their community. They don't want ham to be more prevalent. And I'm going to get some ham folks, just this, slicing and dicing me in the comments, and I just don't care. But the vast majority of ham people are grumpy, and they don't want to be helpful to get people into the world of amateur radio. Okay. Preppers are kind of the same way. They keep their cards very close to their chests, and there's going to be details that Phil and I don't share with you about our own personal preps, but we might be able to talk about somebody else's preps without naming them. Things that we've learned from other people that we're in their circle of trust. Some stuff that you can learn and get more ready for even just the Portland ice storm, even just the highway getting shut down on the Kenai Peninsula. Right. I remember 2 winters ago, the I-84 across the top of Oregon, and I'm pointing at it because it's right over there. Right. It was shut down for 4 days.
You're already doxing yourself.
I'm already doxing myself. I am. Hey, that's fine.
I'm in the bunker.
You're in the bunker. I didn't
undisclosed.
Right. I haven't got my multi-pass yet. But
that's true.
But anyway, I think that where we're at here is we want to help people be more ready. Okay. Whether you're ready, ready for whatever it might be. Texas ice.
And let's be honest. If you don't have a multi-pass, you're just not going to be ready.
You're not going to be ready. You're not going to be ready. So there it is. By this Friday, we're going to have a little bit more of a detailed list of some prizes and gifts for those folks who want to buy in and join the multi-pass universe. And I'm very excited about that.
All right. That's the intro. We want you to join us in the bunker, but if you can't,
then you're
still going to be able to listen to us.
Yes.
Yeah. Some of what we say is going to probably get out there for free.
But you're going to notice that through the conversations, we're going to go, we got to put that on the parking lot for the bunker because we'll get thrown off of YouTube. We'll get thrown off of Facebook, get our accounts locked down. We won't be able to get our message out effectively if we don't have a little bit of ComSec, a little bit of OPSEC as far as those kinds of things.
That's how it goes. And let's be honest, I've got some guests lined up. You're working on guests. We're trying to get some of these authors to come on the show.
Yes.
And if you want to be able to interact with them directly, it ain't happening in the pregame and it ain't happening in segment 2. It's happening behind the paywall on Patreon.
Well, because quite frankly, we're probably going to have to pay them something to come on with us, so they're not going to want to do it for free.
I know that you have not experienced this, but I've had to pay for friends before.
It's a little bit like, growing up so ugly, they had to tie the stake around my neck to get the dog to play with.
I don't know anything about that one, but anyway. Let's wrap it here.
Okay.
This is enough of a glimpse of our crazy to give an idea of what it's going to look like, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, man. Hey, thank you so much for your time tonight. Unapologetically.
Join us in the bunker. Get your multi-pass.
It's going to be a lot of fun, guys. Don't miss out on this. You're going to need the info. All right. Hey, good night, everybody, or good day, or whenever you're listening to this. Have a great time.
We're out.